Why can't everyone escape Jungkook's aura? In South Korea's entertainment industry full of handsome faces, outstanding talents, and alternating concepts, few figures are able to create lasting appeal. BTS's Jungkook is a hard exception to argue with. She is not just an idol, not just a talented singer, and not just a favorite visual of the camera. There's something deeper, something invisible yet powerful, an aura that makes anyone, whether longtime fans, casual onlookers, or even those who claim not to follow K-pop, involuntarily keep turning back to it. Jungkook's aura is not something that was formed overnight. It grows slowly, following the journey of a young boy who enters the entertainment industry at an age that barely knows the world. Since his debut, the public has watched Jungkook grow under the spotlight of stage lights, cameras, and expectations. But surprisingly, the pressure did not extinguish the light. On the contrary, he seems to be more and more integrated with the spotlight, making his existence feel natural, not artificial, and far from the impression of being forced. Many wonder what exactly makes Jungkook so difficult to get out of the public eye. The answer lies not only in her stable voice, precise dancing, or a face that is almost perfect by industry standards. All of that does exist, but Jungkook's aura works on a different level. He comes from a combination of sincerity, extreme hard work, and a human side that he never really hides. On stage, Jungkook is a magnet. His gaze was sharp, his movements were full of energy, and his expressions seemed to speak directly to the audience. He is able to master the big stage alone, but also knows when to fuse with other members. There is a strong confidence, but it never feels arrogant. This aura makes each performance feel alive, as if he is not performing choreography, but channeling real emotions. But what makes it more difficult for the public to let go of Jungkook is precisely the contrast when he is offstage. Behind the image of a strong performer, Jungkook often appears as an awkward, innocent, and honest figure. He laughs unfiltered, speaks as he is, and does not hesitate to show fatigue or confusion. It is this contrast that makes his aura even deeper. It doesn't get stuck in one character. It is real, and precisely because it feels close. Media and fans often refer to Jungkook as a natural center, not because he is always in the center of the formation, but because the eyes are reflexively fixed on him. Even in the simplest moments, such as a leisurely stroll at the airport or being caught on camera on vacation, Jungkook still exudes a charm that is difficult to describe. He wasn't trying to steal attention, but the attention came by itself. This phenomenon became more apparent as Jungkook began to show his mature and independent side more often. A changing style of dress, a deeper gaze, as well as an increasingly calm presence create a new, more complex aura. It is no longer just a cute BTS magne. He is a mature man with a mature charisma, but still keeps the same warmth as before. This change doesn't turn fans away, it makes them even more attached. Jungkook's aura is also reinforced by his consistency. In an industry full of scandal and controversy, Jungkook is known as a person who focuses on work and process. He rarely talks big, but always proves it through results. Every project he touches on shows an almost obsessive dedication. The public saw that and subconsciously put a deep respect. The aura born from this kind of hard work feels more powerful than mere imagery. Not a few fans admitted that they were initially not interested in Jungkook, but ended up getting entangled without knowing when it happened. They watch one performance, then look for another video, then read the interview, and finally get caught up in the same charm. This is the power of Jungkook's aura. It does not force, but slowly envelopes. Even in non-army circles, Jungkook's name often appears as a representation of BTS. He became the entrance for many people to get to know the group. The aura he exudes feels universal, transcending the boundaries of fandom and culture. He can be enjoyed as an artist, as a performer, or simply as a human being who is trying to be the best version of himself. In the era of social media, where everything is fast-paced and easy to forget, Jungkook has become a sedentary figure. Every appearance triggers conversation, every movement is analyzed, and every silence feels meaningful. This is not just momentary popularity. It is an influence born of authentic presence. Maybe that's the most honest answer to the question of why everyone can't escape Jungkook's aura. It is not just seen but felt, not only admired, but followed his journey. Jungkook's aura was not a momentary blinding light, but rather a warm and consistent flame, making it difficult for anyone approaching to just leave. And as long as Jungkook stays true to himself, honest, working hard, and not losing his human side, that aura will continue to exist. Bind the attention of the world without having to be asked. The aura doesn't stop at what is seen on the screen. Jungkook brings an emotional influence that works silently, entering the personal space of his fans without having to force it. Many have come to realize that attachment to Jungkook is not just because of the music or the performances, but because of the feeling of growing up with him. The public sees the process, the small failures, the hesitations, then the repeated awakenings. Jungkook's aura is born from a transparent journey, from a long process that is not hidden behind a perfect image. Whenever Jungkook talks about hard work, about non-stop training, about his desire to keep getting better, his words feel honest. It doesn't sound like it's being cliched motivation, but rather like someone actually living inside the claim. It is this sincerity that makes many people feel connected. Jungkook's aura was not an intimidating one, but an inviting one, as if to say that perseverance and honesty still have a place in a tough industry. Interestingly, the more Jungkook tried to refrain from the spotlight, the stronger it came. When he chose silence, the public was even more curious. When he does not explain much, interpretation flourishes everywhere. This shows that Jungkook's aura does not depend on overexposure. He lives even in silence. In the world of noisy entertainment, silence like this actually becomes a magnet for itself. Many pop culture analysts refer to Jungkook as a symbol of a generation that grew up under the pressure of global expectations. He represents young people who are demanded to be perfect, but still try to maintain their identity. The aura emanating from him reflected that conflict. There is strength, but also fatigue. There is assertiveness, but also doubt. It is this combination that makes it feel human and relevant to many. When Jungkook smiled on stage, it didn't feel empty. There are emotions stored behind it. When he looks serious, the expression also feels meaningful. No gesture feels wasted. It all seemed like a reflection of how he felt. Jungkook's aura works through emotional honesty, something increasingly rare amid an industry that is often overcurated. Inevitably, Jungkook's aura also sparked debate. Some consider him too adored. Others feel that his charm is excessive. But it is precisely from the debate that it can be seen how powerful its influence is. A mediocre figure will not provoke such a big reaction. Jungkook provokes emotions,